The Vergas Show is brought to you by Spanky Stone Hearth, casual fine dining on beautiful Rose Lake. Vergas State Bank, your locally owned community full-service bank. Vergas Event Center for gatherings large or small, including weddings. Vergas Liquor Store, where all the profits profit Vergas.
Make the right call. Call Hanson's, the most trusted name in plumbing and heating.
Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. I'm Sherri Hanson. I'm with Duwayne Ditterich here today, and we are in the new Ditterich Mercantile on Main Street in Vergas. Did we ever think that this day was going to happen, Duwayne?
I think when we started doing the committee on the grocery store, we were pretty optimistic that, it was going to happen, and then all of a sudden, we kind of ran into a lull there, but then...
We did. But you kept it going. We planted that. I think when we first started out as a committee, there was a grocery committee when Goodman's first closed down, because I think we recognized the importance of having a grocery store in Vergas. And so we all formed together and say, how do we get this happen? I think our best thing was bringing you on board, because that seed planted in your head and it never left. Even when the committee kind of fell apart because of just hurdles that we ran into and roadblocks, you kept that seed in your head, didn't you?
Yeah, I get things in my head and I have a hard time giving up on it. So.
And that's good. Vergas is very happy that you didn't give up on it. So tell me how it all came about, Duwayne, and now that you're open, what your vision is and how it's all going. I want to hear from you.
So how it kind of started was our farm, once Goodman's closed, we opened up a meat store on our farm, and at that time I wasn't sure how successful that was going to be, because we were kind of out in the middle of nowhere and a new thing, and it wasn't real a standard practice of what was going on in agriculture either, to have that much direct market of your product.
Right.
And so we opened up the store, and the first week we brought a beef in. We brought it in and we sold out in about 9 days. And I was like, well, I think this is going to work. Yeah, I think this is going to go over well. And so the first year that we did it, our goal was to do 12 beef, and we ended up doing 76. So at that point in time, we knew we had something that people wanted in the area.
And what year was that?
We opened in 2017.
Okay, and so you kept that running, and then after the committee, kind of like I said, you and I and Dave Ebbesviller, we went around to different groceries. We sat in the bank basement and talked to grocers from all over the place. And after that, kind of stalled for a little while there. Was it when Jeff and Tyler decided to put the building up? Was that your first step back into thinking about the grocery?
Yeah, when Jeff and Tyler said, that they bought the lot and were thinking about building a new facility, I was like, well, that's nice, because now if I do want to do something, I just have the expense of opening the grocery store and let somebody else, take the investment of the building. And that worked out really good, because in bankers' eyes, they like to see all that sort of stuff separated. So
there's something to that. And I think we're really seeing a trend, Duwayne, as far as multi-use buildings. I mean, this building here that you're in not only has your mercantile, but it has a pastry, and it has a fitness center 24 hours, and then it has the apartments. And so the road traffic of doing other things is definitely a plus for your grocery.
Yeah, we always talk as business people in town how, like, the Loon's Nest drives business to our store, the new bakery drives business to our store drives business over to Billy's.
Yes.
We all work back and forth, and it works out fantastic. So the more successful businesses you have, it seems like the more it makes other businesses successful.
It is so true, and that's what's so unique and so special about the community of Vergas, is to see all the business people working together. There's not like where you're competing against each other. It's like, hey, I'm going to share your stuff on Facebook. I'm going to, share your promotion that's going on. And that leads me into the 24th. On Saturday the 24th, you're having your grand opening, but you want to share it with the whole community. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I kind of was thinking about this grand opening and how can we do it where it's not just about Ditterich Mercantile. I wanted to make it about the city of Vergas. And so I went over to Natalie and talked to her, and I also talked to you, Sherri, and I said, how about we start a thing on the 24th that is a celebration of businesses, new and old.
Yeah.
So we're going to include everybody, and everyone's going to have specials and events and drawings and different things like that going on the 24th. And then we're going to have some live music and a bunch of events like that. And so we want to bring it together.
People to Vergas, yeah, and it's just another good reason to come into Vergas, and so I just love the idea. So you're not going to want to forget about the 24th, and you're going to be able to see all the businesses, kind of an expo almost, even, just showcasing all that they got. I mean, it's the end of the season, and that's okay, but I mean, it's just like we're still here, we're still open, and that's what I love about it. So tell me a little bit about what you got going on in your mercantile here. I know your son Colton is the popcorn guy. Can we bring him on and tell a little bit about that? Hey Colton. Yeah, you got popcorn going there. Yeah, tell us about how does this all work out, and what kinds do you have?
All right, so this is our Mercantile mix popcorn. It's probably our #1 selling popcorn.
It's awesome.
It's got our cheese popcorn, our caramel, and then our regular salted and buttered popcorn. And we'll sell up to like 25 bags of this a day.
That's awesome. And how often are you popping popcorn? I mean, I can walk out of the bank and smell it.
I'm popping popcorn every day. I don't think there's been a day I haven't popped popcorn since we've opened. It's been super busy. I know during Looney Days, we popped in one day about 90 pounds of kernels.
Oh boy, that's a lot of popcorn. All right.
That's quite a bit, yeah.
And if somebody wants to do like a custom order or something like that, they just need to talk to you too?
Yep, we do custom orders. We've already done one catering for a wedding with popcorn, and they were really happy with how it turned out. And
Sure.
they even brought us some gift bags back. It was really nice.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, thanks, Colton.
welcome.
So, Duwayne, besides popcorn, obviously you've got a lot going on here in the grocery store. Show me what you have.
Yeah, so one of the reasons I also wanted to start the grocery store is to highlight local products. That is one of the most important things, because what made my farm successful was that people promoted my local product for me and helped me get my product out to other people. And so we're carrying a lot of Pride of Dakota, we're carrying Spankies, we're carrying Dairy Farmer's maple sugar that he makes, and we're doing Camp Aquila. We have all kinds of different, my whole product is, my whole idea is to carry product that people, they want the local stuff, so let's provide it for them.
Well, that's what kind of creates the uniqueness about the whole mercantile. And so along with the local products, so if I want my milk and bread and cold meat or a good steak or stuff, that you've got it all, don't you?
The main thing that we're always told when we open the store is, make sure you have a good selection of everything, but don't have a lot of anything. And if that makes sense when you think about it, because we do not carry 50 brands of cereal. We carry probably 15 brands of cereal, but it's the ones that people want. And that leaves space on the shelf for all the other items. And the first two things that people walk in and say is, I cannot believe how much stuff you have in here, and this is way bigger than I thought it was going to be. So, those two things it surprises people, and they're very excited that we do have all these different products to offer. There was an article done about in Egg Country, and there was a quote in there that just resonated with me, because it is so important to create support with our local people. And I think that quote, to me, it just brought me back to when my parents would, run up to Goodman's, and there's so many opportunities and there's so many selections out there in the bigger box stores and that. But to support your local grocery store, when you walk in that grocery store, you maybe had meatloaf in your mind that you're going to make for supper, but maybe they ran out of it. So then what you do is you pick up pork chops. You pick up what that grocery store has, and you make that your supper for the night. And because you have plenty of selection, it might not be what was first in your head. And that goes back to the old farm days of just supporting and just coming in and purchasing what you have on hand. And I love that thought. And you got a great selection, but sometimes it's not what the person is looking for either. Right.
Yeah, and so to keep, going in the winter and keep open and everything, that support has to be there all the time. So tell me a little bit about your hours. What do you see going forward with that, Duwayne?
Right now we're at our fall hours, which is basically 8 o'clock to 7 o'clock every day, except for Sunday, which our Sunday hours are 9 to 2. So we want to provide, the thing that I've noticed is it gets really quiet from say 3:30 to 5:30. But then from 5:30 to 6:30, everybody who's working at, like, say, Detroit Lakes or Fargo or wherever they work, they're coming back here and they're picking up supper for that night. And it's really, you know, I was like pleasantly surprised at how much people are coming in after work and gathering the items that they need to make supper. So, so the hours were important. You know, when we first opened, that's what people always said: make sure you're open, because if people
when we are
come.
able to be there,
Yeah.
right? And I know we got to wrap it up here, but you're also offering deli meals and stuff at noons too, and so that's something that people can come in and get. And you got a deli counter going on, and so. Duwayne, I can't thank you enough for taking on this. It's a risk, but the community of Vergas is just so happy that you're here, and you're going to want to show him that appreciation, not only on September 24th when we have the grand opening, but all year round. And so thanks, Duwayne. Thanks to your son, Colton. He's off making popcorn maybe. And you have a good day in Vergas.